probably at least at 7,000 feet elevation. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be doing a canyon drive with this 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor. Just a quick overview, the Tremor is Ford's new off-road package for the 2021 Ranger. Basically adds off-road tires, off-road shocks. You've got these cool bars right here for the side steps, and then it adds these really cool seats here on the interior. But yeah, with all that being said, let's drive it up the canyon. So I just reset the fuel economy, so we will get a fuel economy reading at the end of today's video. But I do want to give you guys some stats before we start things off. So starting off at the beginning of this canyon drive, we're starting at roughly 5,000 feet elevation. And then if you get to the very top, you're pretty much right around 9,000 feet elevation roughly. So it's a pretty big climb. Now I'm not going to go to the very, very top of the canyon because I'll probably get stuck in traffic and all that kind of stuff for a very long time, and it is not worth it. But the first thing that I'm noticing here with the Ranger Tremor going up on the canyon is it has so much low-end torque that I'm really not having to get on the truck all that much from a throttle perspective. And I think this gives me the RPMs in one of these menus. I'm probably in the wrong thing. Let's go to display mode. There we go. So you guys can see the RPMs. I'll actually leave that there, and then we'll go to the fuel economy to see that in a little bit. But you guys can see that we're pretty much just very comfortably hovering just a little bit above 2,000 RPMs. It's right below 2,500 for the reading. And I mean, it's just doing such a good job, not just drop down to 2,000. Like, the truck's really not struggling whatsoever. And like I said in my review of this truck, because this truck is turbocharged, it does a lot better at elevation compared to a lot of its competitors because they're all naturally aspirated. And so you just don't get that same low-end torque that you get here with the Ranger Tremor. And actually, I'm having to slow down here a little bit. Like, the truck's just, it's going so well that I'm like struggling to stay at a reasonable speed. Like, it's doing a really good job. And now this is kind of the steeper part of the canyon right here, where obviously the truck's gonna be pushed a little bit more. And again, it's just, it's not even trying. Like, yeah, you don't even, it has so much torque. And again, we're just barely above 2,000 RPMs. I am really impressed. I was expecting with I mean, obviously I know this is turbocharged, but still, I was expecting, being a truck with a 4-cylinder, that I was going to be at least at 3,000 RPMs trying to climb this canyon, and that is not the case whatsoever. I'm a little bit higher up in the canyon, and I want to talk about the handling characteristics of the Tremor as we're going up the canyon. So first off, the turn-in of the truck is really good. It's really easy to maneuver the truck just through all these corners and everything that this canyon has. And you can see we had to slow down there, get right up to speed. And again, it doesn't really go to high RPMs. It's just, it's so torquey that it's just not even trying. But turn-in's great. It doesn't feel massive. It's very easy to stay in the lane with this truck. And so overall, from a handling perspective, it's really, really good. And yeah, I'm impressed with this so far, that it's just, the truck is just not trying whatsoever. Now we're getting up to what would be a passing lane area, and at this point, judging by how much my ears have popped, I think we've probably at least at 7,000 feet elevation. I'm gonna slow down a little bit, and let's pretend you have to pass someone. Yeah, it gets up really quick. And again, that's just in the normal mode. That's not even in the sport mode, which if we went into the sport mode, then it's going to be even more aggressive with the throttle response. Yeah, but I mean, either way, tons of torque. And even at this higher elevation, it still gets up and goes at a really good pace when we're going uphill at an elevation gain. And again, we're probably at about just over 7,000 feet at this point. So this truck's impressive. We are pretty much on our final stretch here at the top portion, right before I'm about to turn around. And our average fuel economy going up 10.6 miles per gallon. It is actually slowly going up. We're actually getting a little bit better fuel economy, but still an average of 10.6 miles per gallon. And again, an elevation gain of, at this point right here, roughly about 3,000 or so feet. So yeah, I think that's really solid. And obviously I'll give you guys a fuel economy reading. So 10.7, I'll give you guys a fuel economy reading once we are all the way back down at the bottom of the canyon. Oh, we are now going to be heading down the canyon, and I thought I'd just show you this to you guys we still have people skiing here. Obviously, it's April now, and yeah, it's interesting to see all the snow up here because there's absolutely no snow in the valley, but there's still plenty of snow up here. Now this right here is one of the steepest parts of the canyon. I do have it in the manual mode just so that I can get a little bit more engine braking, and that's pretty much the only reason why I have that. So right now I've got it, oops, accidentally went out of it. Also, I had it in 4th gear, now I'm in 3rd. Trying to keep the RPMs roughly right around 3,000. If you guys are wondering why I'm having it around that range, that's just going to be the most ideal RPMs where it's not too high of an engine speed where you're going to really beat up the engine, but also it's at the right RPMs where you're going to get enough engine braking where you're not just completely going through your brake pads as you are going down a canyon. And it's super easy to manually shift this. Those buttons on the shifter, really seamless. The 10 speed's very responsive and quick with those gear shifts as well, and so it's just like from gear to gear, really solid. And the one thing I want to mention is it's a Thursday today, and there are so many people up here. Like I'm surprised. I didn't think there'd be that many people skiing on a Thursday, but I guess that's how it is. Yeah, handling is so good on this truck. Yeah, that's kind of the initial part, and that's what I'll be doing down most of the canyon. This is another really steep part of the canyon. I do have the RPMs a little bit higher. I'm still in 4th gear. And again, for these steeper parts, just kind of what you have to do. But so far the truck's handling it really well. The engine's not doing anything weird, and it's engine braking perfectly. And yeah, I mean, it's coming down. Again, the handling is really good. It's really smooth. Hopefully you guys enjoy the view of this canyon. Really beautiful this time of the year. Other than all the dead plants, but with the snow and the evergreens, it actually looks pretty good. We'll pop into 3rd for that little portion. Yeah, the gear shifts are very seamless, and this kind of up here is obviously a passing lane. But yeah, coming down, truck's handling it like a champ. We're getting towards the end of the canyon, and so we're pretty much going to sum things up, and I'll go over to the fuel economy thing in just a moment. But let's talk about all the driving characteristics. So, like I've said in my review, this truck's really smooth. So going up and down the canyon, really comfortable. The seats are comfortable. So even doing a long canyon drive like I just did, it was really comfortable to do it. I've got the air conditioning on and all that kind of stuff, so I'm nice and cozy in here. And then in that manual shift function, it was great going down the canyon. Going up the canyon, tons of torque, so no problem whatsoever with keeping up to speed and all that kind of stuff. It just did a really good job, and the brakes are great on the truck. No issues there whatsoever coming down the canyon. But yeah, just overall really good vehicle. Handling characteristics on it's great. The front end is really light, so the turn-in's great, and so it doesn't feel weird or anything like that as you're driving down the canyon. And you can actually have some fun because of the handling characteristics of the Ranger. And fuel economy, 20.8 miles per gallon average between going up the canyon and down, which that is really good for that's just really good in general for going up and down a canyon, but for a truck. And we just popped on it. We're technically down the canyon at this point, even though my start point was over there. 21 miles per gallon, we'll say that's our final fuel economy reading. That's impressive. That is very impressive that it got fuel economy that good going up and down a canyon. I expected, honestly, I was expecting it to get like 14 or 15 between the average, just because it's so taxing to drive all the way up a canyon. But this thing's really good on fuel economy. So yeah, that's our canyon review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next video.